My name is Julia, and we're going to be talking about the word Martelé today. This is a word you might have heard in your lessons or an orchestra rehearsal, and maybe you thought, oh, I don't know what that person is talking about. That's okay, we're going to explain it. Martelé is an articulation of the bow that begins with a bite and ends with a stop. What did I just say? Let's break it down. Articulation. That word, I like to think of it as the way sound feels to our ear. Certain sounds feel to our ear. So just like certain things feel to our body, like my shirt feels soft and fuzzy, or this hairbrush feels bumpy and rough, or if I were to touch a pine needle, that feels sticky and prickly. Sound also has a feeling to our ears. I would say that probably sounds smooth and silky to my ears. So I'm describing the articulation. The articulation, the feeling of that sound is smooth and silky. The articulation of that sound is a little bit more sharp and jagged. This one is what this video is about. This is Martelé, and I like to refer to the sound as puffy or zoomy. Puff or zoom. For example, if I take this balloon inflator, puff, and I were to put my hand and then puff against it, right, I would feel a blast of air. Very short, but distinct blast of air. Puff, puff. That is what I feel my bow does with the sound. It puffs the air. Or I like to describe it as a zoom bow because it feels like my bow is zooming along the strings. So Martelé is this sound. It has a bite at the beginning and it has a stop at the end of the sound. Now, how do we practice this Martelé? There are many ways that you can do it, and if you need even more than this video, please ask your teacher, ask your orchestra director. They are more than happy to help you out. But I'll give you a few to get you started today. First of all, we're going to start with bow control. We have to be able to control a bow because Martelé is not legato where you can just keep moving your bow. And it's not even staccato where you can stop after a very short length in your bow. Martelé takes up more room, and so it needs more bow control. So, find your feet. Be relaxed. Get your bow hold ready. Sit tall. We're going to start on the D string. So I'm going to move my bow to the D string, and I'm what I call a stick and wiggle. I'm going to put my bow down, I'm going to stick it to the string, and then I'm going to wiggle the string back and forth. I'm not moving my bow, I'm not gliding over the string, I'm sticking and I'm wiggling it. And I'll move it a couple inches and stick and wiggle here. And I'll move a couple more, and you can do this along the whole length of your bow. As you get to the tip, it's going to get harder, and the reason is our hand is not so close to our contact point anymore, where the bow and the string meet. So bow control gets tricky. You have a string where your bow might slip a little bit, you might hear a little sound. That's okay. Don't worry about it. We're just practicing our stick and wiggles. When you feel like you do a stick and wiggle at any part of your bow, then you can move on to the next step, which is where we actually get to make a sound. So I'm going to take my stick and wiggle, and now I'm going to release it, release my stickiness, and do a short down bow. So I've stuck, I'm wiggling, and now I'm releasing the sound. And that gets me the bite that we need in Martelé. Think of it as like the k in the word cat, or the t in the word tattle, right? You've stuck, you wiggle, and then you're going to give that quick or t sound. This is what makes Martelé Martelé, and not legato, which is the smooth sound in our ear. And I'm going to do that on an up bow. I'm going to start at the tip, or roundabout there, stick, wiggle, and then I'm going to release, up bow, stick, wiggle, release with an up bow. And I always want that bite. I could just not stick and wiggle and move my bow. There's nothing wrong with the sound, nothing at all, but it's just not Martelé. We need that bite. Stick, wiggle, release. So you can do that open strings. You could do it on a scale. We're just going beginnings. Gotta practice all angles of this. Now we've got to get the full Martelé. We need the zoom part. And I like the word zoom because there's that ooh. Martelé is a sound that lasts in our ear a bit, and then it just ends. So I'm sticking, wiggling, zoom, and I stop my bow. It begins with a bite, ends with a stop. Stick, wiggle, zoom, bite. Stick, wiggle, zoom, bite. So I can do that on an open string. I can do it on a scale. Stick, wiggle, zoom, stop. 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 So I'm going back and forth, down bow to an up bow. You can do that on open strings. You can do it on a scale. You could do it on really simple pieces like Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. And if you practice with the stop, wiggle, zoom, then when you get to actual pieces, your martelés will just kind of flow naturally and they'll be very easy for you to play. So that's what Martelé is. We've defined it, we've heard what it sounds like, and now we have a few ways that we can practice it at home. I hope you have tons of fun.